Okay, welcome to a new episode of Farm Like a Hero, folks. I'm Richard Perkins. Today I'm here with Vivian from Gemüsegarten Hoxhol in Germany, a farm established in 2017. I met Vivian in Germany where she joined a 4-day regenerative ag intensive that we put on in April 2019, and she's running an 8-hectare organic farm with a 90-share vegetable CSA and has cattle on the rest of the land out on pasture year-round. And in an interesting situation, her partner Alexander farms a 12-hectare farm about 30 kilometers away, and he's producing about 3,000 broilers a year out on pasture, as well as multi-purpose laying hens, pastured pigs, and runs the CSA for meat and eggs, as well as selling to shops. And they collaborate together around their work and organization and customers. So I'm super excited to hear about how all that works. And Vivian, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So I'd like to just concentrate firstly on your farm and your history. Like, how did you get into farming in the first place?
Well, my grandfather built me a wooden farmstead when I was 2 years old, and that was when I decided to become a farmer. And then at school, I realized what conventional farming was like. And at first I thought, well, I don't want to do that. And there wasn't really an alternative around then when I was younger. But then I finished my school, I found the possibility to study organic farming and marketing in Eberswalde. That's just northeast of Berlin. And that's what I did. Right after school, I went there and did as many practicals and internships as I was able to do. And when I finished, then I started working on a farm where I'd spent my practical semester and built the farm shop there, helped build the farm shop. And then I ran the farm shop for something like 7 years. Yeah. And then I decided it was time to do my own thing.
So you got some good exposure to sales, customer relations, managing people and that sort of stuff. Did that really help with the establishing of your farm?
Yeah, that definitely helped because I know what customers are like, how I can reach customers, what they want, how they think, how they decide. And that's really, really helped a lot to create my own CSA and to give the people what they want.
Yeah. So in the process with, like, you're collaborating with Alexander, but when did you folks meet, and did you intentionally start on separate parcels?
Well, no, not really. Well, we met at that farm there something like nearly 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then we decided, we wanted to farm together, and we had the opportunity to take over a farm where the children didn't want to carry on. And we spent something like 2 years planning and talking and finding possibilities. And then more or less from one day to the other, the farmer's wife said no. Mm-hmm. So that was it then. All the work that we had the 2 years before that was just finished within from 1 second to the other. And we then had to find different solutions. And Alexander went to work on a different farm then. And I carried on working where I had been working at that farm where I ran the farm shop. And then I did, well, my goal was to have my own farm when I turned 30. So when I was something like 28 and a half, I said, well, I have to start planning now. And that's what I did. And when I was 29 and 3 months, I had my own farm.
Amazing.
But Alexander just carried on for another 1.5 years. And he wasn't really interested in vegetables right from the start. So he wanted to do something with animals. And we only had this one field for veg. So he was starting to look around for something else. And his father wanted to move from within the city outside into the countryside and started to look around for something. And then in the end, they actually, both of them together found this farm, which is where his father is living now, and Alexander's farming, but we're not living there actually. We live in in the house that my grandparents built on the edge of a village, about 4 kilometers from our vegetable garden, about 2 kilometers from our cows, and about a 30-minute drive from the other farm. So we don't actually live on a farm. We just live in a flat in a house that my grandparents built.
Okay, what an interesting start. And so, just to clarify, the cows are not on the same farm as the vegetable plot?
Well, they belong to the same business, but they're not on the same farm. And we've got this farm where the chickens, where the broilers are, and that's a proper farm with a farmstead and everything. But we only started that in 2018, and before that, in 2016, I bought a field, only a small field, where I was able to set up this vegetable garden. And I leased a couple of hectares and took over a herd of cows that was grazing there. That was how we only got that land, because otherwise that's the most difficult thing here, to get land to start at all.
Okay, I see.
So we live in the village. Then 4 kilometers into the one direction is the vegetable garden, 2 kilometers into the other direction is the cattle, and then a 30-minute drive to the broilers.
It's an interesting setup. And well, I'm curious to jump back a step because I know that there's a problem in Germany, as well as many neighboring countries, with the aging farmer population. And now I'm not sure if I'll get this correct, but isn't there something going on where the farmers are really trying to pass the land on? Like, people are looking for new solutions because their sons and daughters often don't want to run the farm. Is that the sort of arrangement you were coming into? Is there any more you could say about that? It's obviously probably a bit of a traumatic experience, I guess, but is there anything insightful that you could share that would be useful reflection for others in that situation?
Yeah, well, you definitely need something like I think, do you call it mediator? Somebody that helps you along with all the process and isn't really involved personally in the whole thing. You definitely need somebody like that to find a solution that suits both sides. And there's more and more professional help around, organizations that offer advice or offer mediating like that as well. And Alexander and I, we're quite active in the organic young farmers community here in Germany, and we organize a conference every year and a special event where people can meet up, where farmers are looking for people to take over their farm, and other people that haven't got a farm are looking for an opportunity. And that's helped quite a lot of people. But we only started organizing that after we had our own experience. So it's been around now for a couple of years, and it's actually helped match up people looking and people wanting to find somebody for their farm.
That's amazing. And could you share the name of that for German listeners?
Yeah, that's the Öko-Junglandwirte-Netzwerk. And the event I was talking about is the Kontaktforum Hofübergabe. And it always takes place at the end of February or beginning of March.